Hello everyone, I'm back with a free video discussing some ASMOPSS questions. So without further ado, let's begin. Question 1. In the following figure, triangles PQR and triangles RST are identical equilateral triangles. The measure of angle PRS is 70 degrees. Find the measure of angle PSQ. So we know that angle PRS is 70 degrees. So I will mark that 70 degrees here. And we also know that PQR and RST are equilateral triangle, which means this angle must be 60 degrees, 60 degrees, and 60 degrees. And the same goes to here. 60 degrees, and this one is also 60 degrees. This one is also 60 degrees. Now, since we know that these triangle and this triangle are identical, we can see that triangle QRS is an isosceles triangle, right? So that we can find this angle here. This angle must be equal to this angle. So we can subtract 60 and 70 degrees from 180 degrees, which means that is 50 degrees. Then divide that by 2, which gives us 25 degrees. So this angle here is 25 degrees each. Now the question asks us to get angle PSQ, which is here. Now again, we are given the isosceles triangle PRS, since PR is equal to RS. So we can do the same step. It's 180 degrees minus 70 degrees, and that is 110 degrees. And then divide that by 2. So we know that is 55 degrees. The whole angle here, let me mark that with red. So the whole angle here is equal to 55 degrees. Then if this is 25, then we can find this by subtracting 25 from 55 degrees. So that is equal to 30 degrees. All right. Now let's go to question 2. Number 2. Consider the following sequence: 2028, 64, 52, and so on. In this sequence, the next element is formed by adding the squares of the digits of the last number. What is the 100th term of this sequence? So if we're working with questions with sequence, so what we're going to look for is a pattern. Okay, so let's try to work out the elements based on the rules given. The next element is formed by adding the squares of the digits of the last number. So what does this mean? The first term, I'll write it down as U1, is 2020. So to get the second term, we have to add the squares of all the digits. So 2 squared plus 0 squared plus 2 squared plus 0 squared. So 2 squared is 4, 4 plus 0 plus 4 plus 0, that is 8. That's why the second term is 8. While the third term is the square of 8, so that is equal to 64. The fourth term is equal to 6 squared plus 4 squared. So 36 plus 16, that's 52. So that's how we obtain the third and fourth term. Okay, so we have to keep working out the next elements until we find a pattern that we can follow. All right, so now 52, that means 5 squared plus 2 squared, 25 plus 4, that's 29. And then the sixth term is 2 squared plus 9 squared, so 4 plus 81, and that's equal to 85. The seventh term is equal to 8 squared plus 5 squared, 64 plus 25, that is equal to 89. So far, we haven't seen any repeated element, right? That means we haven't got a pattern. And then the eighth term is 8 squared plus 9 squared, which is 145. The ninth term is 1 squared plus 4 squared plus 5 squared. So 1 plus 16 plus 25, that's equal to 42. Then the 10th term is equal to 4 squared plus 2 squared, which is equal to 20. and the 11th term is equal to 2 squared plus 0 squared, which is 4. While the 12th term is 4 squared, which is equal to 16. The 13th term is 1 squared plus 6 squared is equal to 37. The 14th term is equal to 3 squared plus 7 squared, so that is 9 plus 49, which is 58. And the 15th term is 5 squared plus 8 squared. And if you notice this, 5 squared plus 8 squared is actually the same as 8 squared plus 5 squared here. We will see that we will have found the pattern. So this is also equal to 89. Then if you repeat the 16th term, it's gonna be 8 squared plus 9 squared again, which is 145, and it repeats. So that means we've got a pattern starting from U7, and then the U15 will repeat again, 89, and then 145, 42, 20, and so on and so on and so on, right? So we've got a pattern here. That means one pattern has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elements, and then the pattern repeats. But before these 8 elements, these are not part of the regular pattern. So if we want to know what is the 100th term of the sequence, we have to subtract the first 6 terms which are not part of the pattern, which means we have got 94 next elements which are following the pattern, and then we can divide that by 8 elements in each pattern, and that is 11 remainder 6. That means we have got 11 complete patterns, while we have still 6 elements left. And what is the 6th element? This is element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 6th element is equal to 16. So the 100th term of the sequence is 16. Okay, it might seem so long that you haven't seen any pattern, but you have to keep going until you find a pattern that you can follow. All right, number 3. How many 3-digit numbers x, y, z such that xy plus yz plus zx is equal to x, y, z? All right, you have to understand that this type of question means that you have to write these digits as the value. Okay, now the x is in the hundreds place. Let's say the digit x is 1. It's not actually 1. X actually refers to 100 because x is in the hundreds place, right? Therefore, whatever the digit of x is, I will write x as 100 multiplied by the digit of x, that is x, y, z, and then y is equal to 10 multiplied by the digit. Let's say the digit is 2, that means that's 20. And then z is equal to just z because that's in the ones place. All right, so it should be equal to xy, which is equal to 10x plus y, and then plus yz. Yz means 10y plus z, and zx, that means 10z plus x. Then we can simplify this sentence, this mathematical sentence into, we have got 11x, 11y, and also 11z. So 11x plus 11y plus 11z. To simplify this equation, we have to find the difference. So from the left-hand side of the equal sign here and the right-hand side here, let's find the difference. There are 100x here on the left side, while only 11x on the right side. So I can say that 89x, there are 89x more here. While the y, there are 10 on the left side and 1 on the right side. That means there is 1y more. And the z, there are 10z more. So we can find an equation saying that 89 multiplied by the x is equal to 1y plus 10z. And this gives us an impression that the only number that is possible is 89, right? 89x. That means the number here should be 10 times 8 plus 1 times 9, which is equal to 89. So that gives us the digit of y and z, and it should be 89 times 1. Because if you multiply by 2, then it will be 100 something. So the only possible number is equal to x is 1, while y is equal to 9, and z is equal to 8. So the number xyz is equal to 198. Now let's prove. So x is 1, y is 19, plus yz is 98, plus zx, which is equal to 81. Now let's try to add if it makes 198. So 19 plus 98 is equal to 117. 117 plus 81 is equal to 198. So the only possible value that satisfies this equation is 198, which is only one number. All right.